Okay, we got 5 questions that you should ask yourself before you buy a gun. And whether this is your first gun or your 41st gun, ask these 5 questions and then make sure that you don't regret making that purchase. You don't want to buy a gun that you don't like. Absolutely. So we'll get right into that, but hang around all the way to the end of this video because we got a special gun giveaway that you can sign up for. You're just going to have to click on something to get it at the end of the video. Hi, I'm Kevin Michalowski, Director of Content for the U.S. Concealed Carry Association. Now, if you're new to this channel, we help you prepare for everything you will encounter before, during, and after a self-defense incident. We're here to help responsibly armed Americans. Now, let's get going on these 5 questions, the 5 things you need to ask yourself before you buy a new gun. First question, what is the purpose of you buying this gun? What is the gun going to be for? Second question, does it fit? Third question, do you have a safe place to keep your gun? Are you prepared to spend time practicing on the range? That's question 4. Are you going to get the training that you need when you have this gun? And now, 5th question, are you prepared for the responsibility of gun ownership? And this applies whether it's your first gun or, like I said, your 41st gun. You need to answer all 5 of these questions. Let's get into them now. So to answer that first question, what is the purpose of the gun? Well, this is the U.S. Concealed Carry Association, so we're going to assume that the purpose of the gun is self-defense. That's going to determine size, caliber, how you want to carry it, things like that. So defining the purpose of the gun. Do you want a small gun that you can conceal carry easily and it just disappears under your clothing? Or do you want to carry a bigger gun that's a little bit easier to access, fills up your hand better, something like that? All of these questions revolve around that first question. What's the purpose of the gun? So typically, if you're looking for a concealed carry or self-defense pistol, you're going to go for one of the standard concealed carry calibers. And this is a tremendous raging debate. So most people say the smallest caliber you should get is .380. Or you should only shoot in self-defense a caliber that begins with 4. I don't want to hear any of that, okay? I want you to pick out a gun that you are comfortable carrying and shooting every day. That moves us right into question number 2. Does it fit? And a lot of people don't understand that there is a real issue of gun fit when you're carrying and shooting and using a gun every day. So if you're going after, you decide that you just need something to stop elephants and you want a Glock Model 20, great big 10mm or whatever is going on out there, or one of those H&K Mark 23s, the super special forces operational pistol, you're going to grab that gun and you're going to realize, wow, that might be a little bit big for my hand, especially if you're a smaller statured person or you got shorter fingers or something like that. So to find out how your gun fits, I need you to go to a gun shop and I need you to grab a few guns, pick them up, hold them, see how they fit in your hand, see how they feel. You will notice that there is a huge difference in the design, in the ergonomics of a firearm. So make sure that you put a gun in your hand and ideally go to a gun shop with a range that will allow you to rent some guns, test fire those guns so that you understand not only how they feel in your hand, but how you feel as you fire them. Understand this. You get a really nice feeling, tiny little .380 pistol, and it's super easy to conceal and super easy to carry. It lightweight, you can carry it all day. You take it out on the range and you realize that that light little gun, all the physics behind firing that gun, it hurts your hand when you shoot it. Well, maybe that means you won't train with it enough. And then you're not going to be as effective with your firearm. Remember, you're responsible. If you shoot that gun, you're responsible for the gun, the ammo, the rounds going down range. So you got to make sure that you are choosing a gun that you're willing to shoot with a lot, but also that you're willing to carry every day. So understand, gun fit means more than just fit. Does it fit in the holster? Does it fit in your pocket? Does it fit where you want to carry it? Something like that. Make sure that gun fit also rolls into the next question. Are you ready, willing, and able to train with this firearm? So if you're not willing to make the commitment to become proficient so that you can protect yourself, your family, your loved one when the time comes, you're going to run into some very serious problems. Because again, you keep hearing me mention responsibility. You're responsible for your actions. We are responsibly armed Americans. That's why we've gotten a gun, because we want to protect ourselves. Now we need to make sure that we're doing it correctly. And that means getting training, understanding the laws where you are, where you will be carrying, how you can do so legally, and understanding when you can use that firearm, which is deadly force, when you can use deadly force to protect yourself or others. Next question up, do you have a safe place to store that gun? Understand that that gun is not going to be on your hip all the time. I would prefer that it was, but you're going to have to sleep and shower and things like that. Do you have a safe place to store that gun? And can you store the gun separately from the ammo? So buying a gun isn't just, I bought a gun and now I'm okay, I'm ready to go. Buying a gun is a lifestyle choice and a decision. So you get the gun, got to make sure you have a safe place to store it, a safe place to keep the ammo, and you're probably going to have to get some means to carry that gun safely and effectively. So understand, making this decision to buy a gun is just one small part of an overall larger decision. Now, finally, we're getting to this overall encompassing portion that we're talking about here, the big question. Are you prepared for the responsibility of gun ownership? Okay, we talked about training, we talked about practice, we talked about storing the gun properly. This is the overarching umbrella of what comes with buying a gun. Are you prepared for that responsibility? Certainly, if you're buying your 41st gun, you are making this decision and you know that you're prepared for that responsibility. You got 40 other guns in the gun safe and you're ready to go. But if you're buying your very first gun, ask yourself the hard questions. Are you prepared for the responsibility of owning and carrying a firearm? Now, you could be buying it just for home defense and decide you're never going to take it out of your house. That's okay. Understand that responsibility is kind of on this sliding scale. At what level are you prepared? So the more training you get, the more experience you get, the more you practice with your firearm, the more comfortable you will get, the more you are accepting of this responsibility. And never ever forget that the responsibility of carrying a gun follows you wherever you go with that firearm. You need to know the laws, where you're standing when you're carrying that gun, and you need to follow them at all times. You've got to ask these 5 questions before you plunk your credit card down, buy your firearm, and decide you're going to carry it. Thanks for sticking around all the way to the end. And as promised, we have a gun giveaway going on that ends soon. And all you have to do is click in the link below and reveal what brand new gun you can win. I'm Kevin Michalowski, Director of Content for the U.S. Concealed Carry Association. If you like videos like this, please subscribe to this channel and click that notification bell. We will give you notification every time we come out with a new video. Until next time, stay safe.